The Queensland Government has vowed to keep searching for a way to keep dangerous sex offenders in jail. Legal advice has poured cold water on a High Court challenge against last year's release of Robert John Fardon. It's the latest blow to the government's tough on crime agenda.
Rapist Robert Fardon was released in December into supervised accommodation. The Premier, who's criticised judges in some cases, is expressing his disappointment carefully.
Sadly, in a time past, people like Mr Fardon would never have got out. And it really distresses me that today that, for whatever reason, is not the case. It seems to me we have a lot of a legal system, but not enough of a justice system.
And now it's not the courts, but top lawyers, including the Solicitor General, who've taken the win from the government sails. They say not to bother with a High Court challenge against Fardon's release or to revive laws the government had hoped to use to override the courts.
The fight will continue, but clearly in this case, it's trying to bolt the gate after the horse has bolted.
The know-it-all Attorney-General had all the solutions and all the answers. He now has complete egg on his face. We need a fresh start, a new Attorney-General.
Not a new Attorney-General, but a new attempt, somehow, to keep Fardon and others behind bars.
I know that when the Attorney-General is back from leave in a week or so, that he will, with renewed vigour, look to those other issues.
Serious sex offenders should only be released when they've been assessed of being a low risk of offending and that risk can be managed in the community.
It's not the first time and it won't be the last that a government has failed to steer the law in a certain direction. But perhaps the political value is in being seen to try. Legal academic Nigel Stobbs says the Attorney-General's attempt to bypass the courts was doomed to fail.
So rather than being a series of unexpected little setbacks, what we're seeing is a legislative agenda that the government knew had little chance of surviving. We
have, on all occasions, with changes to the law, sought top legal advice.
More is obviously needed. Chris O'Brien, ABC News, Brisbane.